we shall be able to see a big difference is in Kenya if we have a proper investment in that sector and then push these guys out into the world.
These young boys, these URBANTONE guys, they're the ones who I see pushing it out there. Where you'll turn on stuff and you'll actually hear Kina Goditena on
those URBANTONE young boys. We want to go to Kenyan music.
Okay.
You know, like, is there any potential of Kenyan music becoming a force in the American entertainment scene? You know, maybe you can say one or two things, and then we're gonna talk to Big Ted. Maybe what needs to be done for that to happen.
Actually, yes, and the reason I would say that is that we have two genres of music from Africa that are now messing with people's heads. Basically, Afrobeat and Amapiano.
Yeah,
they are perpetrating people's heads
everywhere, across the world.
It doesn't matter where it's okay. Now radio stations, you turn on radio stations and you hear Burna Boy, you hear Davido, you hear Asake, you hear all sorts of people, right? Plus then now Amapiano is in inakuja tu.
Yeah,
inakuja tu. So I see from in terms of the Kenyan music that's out there right now, these young boys, these URBANTONE guys, they're the ones who I see pushing it out there. Where you'll turn on stuff and you'll actually hear Kina Goditena on
those URBANTONE young boys, very impressive.
I mean, they just grab a beat and they go with it. And it's so catchy. It's so, you don't even have to do. I think I saw a video or a clip of folks at was it Hawaii or somewhere? There were kids from, I think, either high school or
it was
whatever.
a Pacific Island,
and they were dancing
down
and it was an URBANTONE.
Yeah, it was an URBANTONE song.
So it's catchy enough that you don't need to know what people are saying.
Yeah.
And so I see it actually happening. Now, to get us to that level, to get us past where we are now, there needs to be a lot of push. And we as Kenyans, diaspora or otherwise, we have to push our music.
Okay, let's hear what Big Ted has to say about that, because now he's been here for a period of time and is now quite familiar with this market. So, Big Ted.
Yes, so number one, I believe we have everything it takes. And I just told you before, I'm going back to Kenya with renewed impetus to go and help the industry just blow up on people's faces. So I've been here, I've seen what guys have done. It first starts with the home team support of people in the home team on home area, liking it so much. And number two, putting resources behind it. And that's one of the things we must call Kenyans to do. We must call Kenyans to put resources behind those songs. I know Burna Boy was in Jamaica. My partner, my business partner is Kenyan but lives in Jamaica. And he told me he packed up like 60,000 guys in a stadium. Like those Rasta guys don't know anything, but they just know the songs, they know the vibe. And we're thinking about doing a couple of other things also in Jamaica with a lot of African artists. We need to get our music into the right ears. It also begins and continues with us being on the right table. I spoke about it before. I'll say it again.
Correct.
Okay.
If we get the right places to showcase our music and for our music to be heard, and if we put real money behind this song, I mean, let me tell you, when these guys went to Park O2, it wasn't just some random guys who did it. No, it's the government, it is the Nigerians with money who put money in. You know, we can't just have our guys who have cash just buying land and building houses and not putting it in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
The only way we shall be able to see a big difference is in Kenya if we have a proper investment in that sector and then push these guys out into the world and then churn out new people every now and then.
Wow, you know, like that's gonna be an interesting sell, especially if you can maybe come up and of course later, you know, like you'll be telling us what exactly you're gonna be doing in Kenya, but coming up with a conglomerate, you know, like the way these Mafuroti people, they come here with so much ferocity to sell plots. So if there's also a conglomerate that's organized by people in entertainment and get people to invest in artists or like in a number of artists. Just come up with something that people can understand. Like put your money here the same way people blindly put their money in pots where you're told that you're just shown a picture. This is how this area is gonna look, and you put
in 5 years.
Yeah, in 5 years, or sometimes even in 10 years, when it could just be a swamp. But you put money in there without knowing. So I think it'll be very interesting to know what Big Ted will be going back to do in Kenya.